The much-anticipated Day of the Fire Festival is finally here, but Luffy and his crew are nowhere to be found. A concerned Kinemon helplessly stands by, afraid of what may have happened to them before their trip to Onigashima. With a heavy storm closing in on the island, their raid could fall apart at the very last minute.
On the next One Piece, the Rendezvous Port, the land of Wano, Act 3 begins. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
The Sunny is bombed in the dead of night. Determined to stop the rebellion, Orochi leaves nothing to chance. Not knowing if their allies are alive or dead, the Akazaya samurai take to the sea in a futile effort. The memory of their fallen lord echoes in their hearts, and the tale of Oden's adventures is told.
On the next One Piece, the #1 samurai in the land of Wano. Here comes Kozuki Oden. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Showing unrivaled strength and courage, Oden's sudden heroics leave a deep impression on Kinemon and Denjiro. After pledging their loyalty to the young lord, the trio began a wandering journey across the land of Wano. This is the tale of how a ragtag group of vagrants came together to become the legendary Akazaya 9.
On the next One Piece, tearfully swearing allegiance, Oden and Kinemon. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Oden tames a lawless land as his retainers grow in strength and number. Once the discarded son of the shogun, his accomplishments earn him the title of daimyo. A chance encounter on the beach brings more allies, but before Oden's life has a chance to settle, a visitor from overseas shakes things up.
On the next One Piece, changing destiny, the Whitebeard pirates cast ashore. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Oden's dream to set sail has ended in countless failures, but an opportunity arises when the Whitebeard pirates appear on the coast of Wano. However, his ambitions are met with opposition from both his retainers and Whitebeard. Faced with an impossible challenge, Oden places his life and his dreams on the line.
On the next One Piece, Oden's determination, Whitebeard's test. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
After a fateful encounter on an unknown shore, Oden's sea-spanning adventure begins at last. Sailing alongside friends new and old, he finds a family aboard Whitebeard's ship. As the crew grows in size and infamy, tales of the skillful samurai catch the attention of a certain famous pirate.
On the next One Piece, Whitebeard's little brother, Oden's great adventure. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
While a wicked conspiracy unfolds back in the land of Wano, Oden continues to grow in infamy as he sails with Whitebeard. On the next step of their journey, a twist of fate brings them to the same island as Goldie Roger. Unable to resist a test of strength, the two legendary pirate crews fly into battle.
On the next One Piece, crossing swords, Roger and Whitebeard. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Roger reveals that his dream is to travel to the final island on the Grand Line before his impending demise. By a stroke of luck, the key to uncovering the path there lies in the history of Oden's clan. Begging to travel with the man from Wano for 1 year, Roger plots a course into seas of adventure unknown to the world.
On the next One Piece, Roger's wish, a new journey. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
A new adventure is on the horizon after Oden joins Roger and his crew on their voyage across the globe. Deciphering the secrets of the mysterious poneglyphs, he leads the way as they charge full speed ahead into lands unknown. Exciting escapades and dreadful dangers await them as they search for the final island.
On the next One Piece, devoting his life, Roger's adventure. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Unstoppable, unprecedented, unafraid. Roger nears the end of his journey as his remaining days dwindle. Pressing on despite his weakened body, he heads toward the final destination on the Grand Line. Here he finds the legendary treasure left behind by Joy Boy.
On the next One Piece, the king of the pirates is born, arriving at the last island. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
The legendary final chapter of Gold Roger's tale is complete. With the crew dissolved, Oden heads home, determined to learn what has become of his country. The shocking truth behind what led to the poverty-stricken nation's decline shakes Oden to his core. Enraged, he heads off to face the man behind the havoc.
On the next One Piece, to the land of Wano, the Roger Pirates disband. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
After learning of the heinous acts that Orochi has committed while serving as shogun, Oden becomes enraged. Seeking to take the traitor's life in revenge, he rushes toward the flower capital. Meanwhile, the East Blue mourns the loss of the recently celebrated Pirate King as the tides of the world begin to change.
On the next One Piece, sad news, the opening of the Great Pirate Era. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Oden is furious as he learns of Orochi's reprehensible plans. In order to save the people of Wano from his wicked clutches, he gathers the Akazaya members and heads directly to Kaido, the man enabling the Shogun's tyrannical reign. A great battle that will shape the future of the land of Wano is about to begin.
On the next One Piece, Raid, Oden and the Akazaya 9. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
The land of Wano is turned into a battlefield as Kaido opens the fight with a ferocious attack. With their hope reignited, the Akazaya 9 face off against the treacherous beast pirates. Oden readies his blade and aims to pay back 5 years of suffering in full. This is the war that will shape the future of the land of Wano.
On the next One Piece, the end of the battle, Oden versus Kaido. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Oden and his retainers bravely face their cruel and unusual punishment. After proposing a challenge, Oden convinces Kaido to set them free should anyone survive the boiling pot of hot oil. Oden's limits are put to the test as the fate of his country rests on his shoulders.
On the next One Piece, boiled to death, Oden's 1-hour struggle. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
The unwavering spirit of Kozuki Oden remains unbroken. With dreams of reopening the land of Wano's borders, he presses on, believing the sun will rise again. Furious, Orochi pulls an underhanded trick to sway the public in his favor. With the legendary hour almost over, the fate of the nation rests on Oden.
On the next One Piece, Oden wouldn't be Oden if it wasn't boiled. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Raided by Kaido, Oden Castle is set alight. The Kozuki clan struggles valiantly against their foes, but are soon left with nowhere to run. However, Toki holds on to hope, determined to protect Oden's legacy in the land of Wano itself. Placing her faith in Oden's loyal retainers, she makes a wager on a brighter tomorrow.
On the next One Piece, the castle on fire, the fate of the Kozuki clan. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!